Astra has received some pretty harsh nerfs in the most recent update for Valorant for the new season. There is also a few quality of life changes, but overall this is definitely a nerf to Astra. First, taking a look at her stars, the max stars has been reduced from 5 down to 4. A cooldown on retrieving a star has been increased from 14 to 25. That's nearly twice as long until you can use the star again after pulling it back. Astra can now pick up, place stars during the buy phase to refund their charge immediately, so this gives Astra a little bit more flexibility when, for example, setting up which side to attack on attack, or setting up where it's just defending on defense. You're not as locked into somewhere, and it doesn't matter if you accidentally place a star, for example. The distance of star placement has also been increased by 3 times to allow her to place stars across the furthest corners of the map. This doesn't change too much, I don't think, because she already had massive range, but this is something they listed. Now moving on to the specific abilities. The gravity well size has been decreased from 525 to 475, so it's about a 10% size decrease in the gravity well, and then both the gravity well, which is the suck, and the nova pulse, which is the concuss, their cooldown has been increased from 25 to 45, so a massive increase in the cooldown there, and additionally both of these abilities will no longer affect anyone underneath them. So for example, if you put a star on, let's say, A site, Heaven on Ascent, and you pull or concuss now, it won't affect anyone underneath it sitting in Hell, it'll only affect people on top of it on Heaven. Some changes to our smokes as well. The cooldown has been increased from 14 to 25, just like the pullback, and additionally the cooldowns are now sequential instead of simultaneous, because how it used to work was if you use 2 smokes on Astra straight away, you would get both those charges back at the exact same time after the 14-second cooldown, what it used to be. Now how it is, even if you use both of those smokes at the exact same time, you'll get one charge back in 25 seconds and then another one back in another 25 seconds. The size of a smoke has also been increased from 410 to 475, so a bit more than a 15% size increase in her smokes there. But what these changes mean is that now all of Astra's abilities, being her smoke, her pull, and her concuss, these 3 abilities all share the exact same radius, whereas before the pull was a bit bigger, the smoke was a lot smaller, and there's a lot of inconsistencies in the size of her abilities. Now all of those are going to be the same. Like I mentioned earlier, there's also a few quality of life changes to her astral form. While in her astral form, pings are no longer blocked by random things that you can't see, so it just makes pinging things easier in your astral form. Because of the changes I mentioned to the size of the abilities, the targeting ring is just 1 ring now instead of the 2 rings before, and just some other quality of life things like the ring no longer randomly disappears, the overlay disappears faster when you're transitioning out of astral form, and they fixed an issue where stars will place slightly above the location Astra was targeting. Those are the nerfs to Astra in this update. Definitely she's been hit very hard by these. I don't think this makes her unplayable. The nerfs are just massive and it seems like such a hard hit, but she's still going to be alright now, I think. It's just she was so strong before that this is what was necessary to bring her down to the levels of Omen and Brimstone. Let me know what you guys think of these changes though. Otherwise, that's it from me for now, and I'll see you all next time. See ya.